Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Old School Community Roundup for this week. Community Roundup, it's a basically we go through and look at what the community's been up to over the last week, and we bring it in a nice little stream like this, so you can all see what's been going on and how to get involved with the really cool stuff that the community have been doing and that we've been doing for the community as well. So first thing we're going to look at, it is Sunday, and no, it's not at all, it's Friday. On Friday we have the Goblins invading. Now, as some of you will probably know, that last week Snagwort, the king of the Goblins, who was influenced by the High Priest of the Sun cult, tried to invade the lands of Gillinor, but unfortunately he couldn't. You guys beat him off, but he managed to trick you all, and he wasn't actually attacking Falador as you voted for. He was planning to attack Lumbridge, and as you can see, here they are in Lumbridge right now, this very second. There's level 75 goblins you got out there, level 55 goblin raiders, so some pretty hardcore goblins. They're on every world that they're happening on as well, so you go to Lumbridge in any world and you will see something similar like this. And the poor old men there trying to defend themselves using magic on these goblins. And as you can see, probably falling from the sky, you should be able to see some cannonballs. There you go, you saw one just there. Let's wait for a few cannonballs to appear. There we go, see, the cannonballs are being fired because we've got a few chaps up here who the people of Lumbridge decided that they needed to help support these guys. And as you can see, they're up here firing the cannons, try and help defend Lumbridge, and you guys need to get there and help too. You all voted to defend Falador and you got it wrong. Old Snagwort managed to outwit you all, so get involved there on the hour, every hour. You will see goblins appear. I'll press the right button eventually and actually get down back to the bottom again. The goblins, what they drop is they drop a whole load of secondaries for herblore. So it'd be quite handy if you're training some herblore there. You can see there's planks on the floor as well, so obviously that's not for herblore, but you know what I mean. People dying there, look at that. Goblin raiders over there, being magically taken home, and there's loads outside the front here, as you can see. And Hans is running around acting like a bit of a wuss, as we kind of expect him to. Of course, defeat these guys, stop them taking over Lumbridge, and next week you can see where the story goes. Every week for the next 3 more weeks of this, you'll be getting involved in the storyline, and there's interesting twists and turns to go, and you guys need to get involved. You've got even bigger and badder goblins to fight as well. As you can see, level 50s and level 75s. They're hard enough as it is, but there's bigger and badder ones to fight as well. So get involved with that. Right, so what else we got? It's a good bit of fun. It's you get some decent XP from it as well, so can't complain too much about that. Here you go, magic from the local guys. Maybe we got down there, someone's boxing them. Said QG, boxing them merrily there. But every world it happens on, so have a play, have some fun, and we'll see where we go from there. So, what else have you guys been up to this week? Well, we shall head over to the blog, because in the blog is a community blog. Basically, it's a blogger account. If you want to become a blogger, you can post on a thread, and we will invite you to join the blogging team, and then you can write these blogs on there. And the one we're going to look at today is this one by Mr. Crow. As you can see, it's called Old School Invasion, the mini game, and it's an idea for a new mini game to be put into Old School, which is a survival game. Basically, you have to survive round after round of things attacking you, and wave after wave of monsters, and each, after a certain amount of waves, there'll be a boss monster to fight, and then you just continue on like that. And keep fighting. As you can see, there it goes. He's got some great ideas there, so please do have a read of that blog. It's really quite interesting. Another great idea that you guys keep coming up with, which is fantastic. As someone just pointed out, we already have Nightmare Zone going in. This may be something which will tie nicely into that. There could be another game type within Nightmare Zone where we could actually do that and put that in as sort of a wave thing like that. So it is quite possible that that's the way it could fit in. But please do have a read. Make any comments on there you want as well. Let people know what you're thinking. He's also Mr. Crow's also created a forum thread, so you can talk on there if you haven't got a Google Plus account to chat on this blog. But please do have a read. Really interesting ideas. Great to get your feedback, and things like that will happen on there. Some people saying it's just like Jad. It's not. There's slight differences. So please do have a read through it. It really is a very interesting read. And as you can see here is the thread that it all happens on. So head to the Old School forums, the general forum. There's an Old School community blog sticking at the top, and you've got all the blogs that all the players write in there. The entire blogging team's in there. So please do have a read through there. We also have at the top here, if you want to find out how to join, just click on that button there, and there you go. It tells you how to get involved, how it works, what it is, everything you need to know about it there, which is pretty fantastic. The best stories from the blog each month go to the magazine, and here's what the magazine looks like. There you go. Every month we will be producing one of these, and all the best stories from the blog will go into this magazine, which you can sit there and read as well. A fair few people are asking for a mobile version of this. We will be looking at sort of trying to see if we can do that in the future, but we do need you guys to be looking through it and having a read of it, because that will help us, allow us to put the time into making it so it works for mobiles as well. So please do have a read through that. Everything in there is created from the community or from us to the community. So I mean, you can see in there we've got all the Twitch stuff that we do on there, which a lot of you guys, which you're all watching now, really quite enjoy. We've got stuff written by players in there, as you can see there, and some of our dev blogs, more interesting dev blogs there for you guys to have a read through as well. So all stuff we're doing to tell you what the community are doing, because you're doing some pretty cool stuff. So next stop, let us head to the forums. And you know what the forums look like? Here are the forums. They are all pretty straightforward, and you understand what they are, but let's have a look at some specific things in the forums that we're looking at. This one here, again, a really interesting thread here by Joku23, and it's debating that age-old discussion that I think we've been having ever since Old School came out, about whether making the game more convenient is actually making it easier. But again, it's a discussion you guys need to have. The big thing he brings up is the bones on altar. Does making it one click, so you can right click the bone on the altar and then it cycles through it all automatically. Does that make the game easier, or if it makes it slower, or you do it slower than you would if you did it manually, does it actually make it more difficult? That's a discussion you guys need to have. That's a really interesting thread. It's got, what, 7 pages of discussion on there, and pretty deep discussion really, so please do have a read through that. Everyone's got their own opinion on what makes the game easier, what makes it more difficult, and what the game should and shouldn't be, so you have a good read of that. The QFC is down the bottom here. What we're looking at, 317-318-147-65110286. If you remember that, you're better than me, because I won't. Now the next thread that we have is this one here by Muro. This has been around for a little while. It's got up to 12 pages of discussion on there. It's called, as you can see there, Time to Raise Rex to Vote. And again, the community is getting longer. It's getting longer? No, it's getting older. It's getting more mature. It's getting it's advancing through the levels. So the initial requirements we have to vote, which is 100 total level, do we need to start bringing that up? I mean, you can see there in that thread right now, as of the is it the 8th of August. There's 214,000 people with under 100 total level. There's 300,000 between 100 and 500 total level, and 200,000 above 500 total level. So you need to sort of come up with some ideas in your own mind whether 100 total level is the right level for you guys or not. But again, have a read through that post. We read this almost every day, this thread. So please have a read through it and let your comments know. Let us know what you think at the bottom of that thread. It's again, thread that's been going for a while, and we are keeping an eye on it. And perhaps it's something we probably need to address soon. But please do let us know what your thoughts. Really important that question is. Okay, so I'm sure you all know what the rare items for this week are. They are obviously the Santa hats and the wind tumber trees. Santa hats both spawning in the normal ways as usual, so they will spawn one of each per world, and there will be every time one of them is collected, it will respawn somewhere else. For the Santa hats, we're also doing something a bit different. If you go to the Party Pete's party drop room, then you will have the opportunity to get some stuff through the drops. The more stuff you put into the chest and drop to your friends, then the better. The better chance you'll have of Santa hats dropping. I said party hats again earlier, didn't I? But I don't mean that. Santa hats, obviously. Santa hats dropping as well as more of them dropping as well. So get your friends together and talk about and do some Santa hat drops there. That's pretty cool. What else do we have in there? So that's that. You'll also be able to tune into my stream on Sunday at 9 PM, so about now. So pop in Sunday and we'll get you some Santa hats and some party hats as well. Now, what else we got? Who knows what next week's rare items are? Can anybody in the stream tell me? Let's see if any of you have been checking the Facebook page, because that's where you should find out about it. Anybody at all? Oh yeah, a few people got it right. Here we go. It is the rubber chicken. See, my paint shop is getting pro now. Rubber chicken and the scarves and hats. I think what most people want out of there, the rubber chickens. I think everybody secretly wants the rubber chickens to go and beat people around the head with. They're pretty cool. Oh, we've got John Kill says he thinks he's killed all the goblins. Well done to you. The goblins, we want to stop those nasty, horrible goblins. These aren't tradable, as I am sure you are already aware, and they will be dropping as usual. So again, there will one of each will drop in one location in each world, and when you pick one of those up, it will respawn somewhere else in that world. All the hats and all the scarves you will collect as one click, so you'll click on them and it will collect all of them for you. Either pop them in your inventory, or if you haven't got space in your inventory, it will drop them into Diangos and you'll be able to collect them from here. So none of these will take up any of your bank space, so you don't need to worry about that. They won't be dropping in EOC, just in Old School. So that's pretty cool. We'll have to come up with some events to do for that as well. I think there's a lot of have to do some chicken killing or something, won't we, to get the rubber chicken. But if you've got any ideas for any interesting streams we could do to get those out to you, then please do let me know, and we will see what we can sort out for next week for you. Right, what else we got going on? Okay, let us pop over to the YouTube channel. And we have a YouTube channel, as you all know, and there's a dog barking as well. My dog has seen my cat and thinks everybody should be paying attention to her and not to anybody else. Our YouTube channel is a community YouTube channel. It's not one where we're going to be creating videos and putting lots of videos up for you to watch. We completely realise that the power and the importance behind Old School is from you, so we want to go out there, find your cool videos and highlight them on there. please do come and have a look at all the videos that we find. We get loads coming daily that we love looking through. We keep watching and putting the best ones up there, so it's really quite cool and we really enjoy doing it. One that we've got a competition running on there at the moment as well, as you can see from the channel there. We don't have an intro video, so we do have a competition running. The competition closes the end of this week. Basically we are looking for a 1 minute long video, which from you guys saying why you like Old School so much, and we will take the video, best video we find, and we'll put it on there as a featured video, so that when anybody comes to this channel for the first time, they will see your video. We'll also put a link to who you are, and they can be a great way for getting some more traffic to your site as well. So really quite exciting stuff going on there. If you want to get involved, here is the thread on the forums. Stick it in the Old School General forum. All the information is there on how you need to do it and what you need to do, and also how you can send in your entry as well. So please do, if you've got any interest in making videos, send in those videos. All the cool ones we will use, so don't worry about sending one in and never using it, and we will let you know what's going on with that. Right, what else we got? We're off to next. Okay, so developer corner, as I've called it on my list of things. What have we been up to over the last week? Got some really quite cool stuff to talk about. What you should probably all have realised at the moment is that there is a vote going on. And if we look at the vote now, it is 6 questions that we mentioned last week to you, and so we polled them out to you starting yesterday. They are, well, they're all passing, which is interesting. I didn't necessarily think they would originally, but the use all option that will be offered on using bones for the player-owned altar, that's going through at 88%, and the humidify for lunar spell to turn clay into soft clay is going through as well. Deposit box near Entrana, I think that's actually quite a good idea. That, I mean, many times have I had to run back to Drainer to drop stuff off when I brought that wrong thing, as you tend to do. It made life an awful lot easier. Spirit tree again, a spirit tree idea I think is absolutely brilliant. You know, you get so many spirit trees, you can sell them on, but if you want more than one spirit tree, actually tying that into your farming level as well will actually make that quite good use for getting the later level farmings, which is pretty cool. There's a couple of others in there. One of the big ones we had come through an awful lot was the chat channel one, question number 6. We had an awful lot of those the suggestions come in saying that we want to be able to see when people are on our world and when they're not. So that one's going through, because I think that'll make a big difference to a lot of people, which is great. If you don't agree with any of those votes and you don't want those things to come in, then you have to vote. You have to get your friends to vote, and you have to you have to make a difference. And as you can see, we've had about 10,000 votes in. It went up yesterday, so that's about half the course for what we normally get this speed. So if you want them to change, you need you and your friends to vote, and you know, you can make a difference. And then finally we have the dev blog. As you can see, Mod Ash and Mod Nexus put up a dev blog covering 4 specific areas: Worldy Tag, PvP worlds, Clan Wars, the God Wars dungeon. The idea behind this is Nightmare Zone's coming out very quickly. You know, we'd expect it at the beginning of next month, and that'll be pretty cool. And then we're left with a whole load of what do we do next? That's the big question for us. And what we want to do is to look at what you guys want next. The tools that we need to deliver this stuff, looks like we may well be getting them at some point in the future, so fingers crossed. We will get those, which means we can deliver a lot more stuff that you guys want. And the 4 things we've pulled out straight away is these 4. But don't think it's limited just to those 4. We're really interested to get brand new ideas, like for example Kraken that we spoke about last week, like the mini game that Mr. Crow put up that we spoke about earlier. really interested to get any new ideas, any brand new ideas, which will be pretty cool to get in as well. Worldy Tag, something we spoke a little bit about last week, sorry. Effectively, as you can see, there's a little map on the screen there. All those little green dots show all the easy buttons you can tag. The whole idea being is a whole load of posts throughout the wilderness. You tag one and then you get a reward, whether it's XP, whether it's coins. You know, it all depends on what the end result will be. We'll have easy ones, there'll be medium ones, there'll be difficult ones, and the longer you spend in there, the bigger the multiplier. So, you know, if you tag one, you'll get one reward. If you tag two, you'll then get 3 rewards. Because obviously you've tagged one, then followed by another one. If you die, you lose them. So it sort of gives, the whole idea is that we encourage people to go into the wilderness to collect loot, to click on these tags and pick up, get items, run to the next one to get more items, and then when PKs will come along, kill them and get their stuff. That is the whole idea behind it, which invigorate the wilderness even more, get more people into the wilderness, get more people killing each other, which, as you probably know, is a favourite pastime of mine. We will hopefully that will get a lot more people into the wilderness and killing each other, which will be pretty fun. As I say, it goes into a huge amount of depth there, as you can see. Ash and Nexus, they like to write lots. And I was talking to Ash the other day, and he was saying, I write a dev blog, I don't want them to feel shortchanged, so I like to write loads and loads of stuff for them to read. And that's pretty cool, to be fair, because I'm sure you love reading it. PvP worlds, again, that's something which is a possibility. There's a lot of interest has been shown in that. It's something which is quite possible for us to do. We would take out the EP system, because with the trading system being what it is, we don't actually need that. It'll be a case you kill somebody, you get whatever they drop, whatever they had on them. I think that works, simple, straightforward, everybody understands it, especially in the RuneScape community. But PvP worlds is something we want to do, something that I think you guys really will be quite excited about. So that'll be really interesting to see what your thoughts are on that. As you can see, they write loads there. Same with Clan Wars as well. Clan Wars, I mean, you all know what Clan Wars is. Whether you want it or not depends on where you come from. I know a lot of the actual clans said that Clan Wars removed a lot of activity from the wilderness, which wasn't great, but that's a discussion that you guys have got to have as a community and decide what you want. What we're going to have, the biggest problem we're going to have right now for it, and probably for the foreseeable future, is inviting groups of people into a arena to kick 7 loads of messiness out of each other. Draw a message, it's quite funny. It says, "Mod Matt, can you please read the chat, please?" It's a little bit ironic, you know, if I'm not reading the chat, I'm not going to see that, am I? If I am reading the chat, well, I obviously haven't replied to your question because I'm in the middle of doing something else, but yeah, I thought that was quite funny. Clan Wars, it is Clan Wars, you know what it is. The problem we're going to have is getting groups of people invited to join a group to fight Clan Wars. It can be done. How we can do it, it depends how it's going to work, but I think a bit of thought will need to go into that, and we'll need to work with you guys quite closely to get a way that works for everybody. It's not going to give us a I've completely lost track of what I was saying there. But anyway, Clan Wars, if you guys want it, then you've got to let us know that you want it, and we will make it work. The big one is the God Wars dungeon. As we said earlier, the tools, hopefully they're coming, so you know that's really quite we're really feeling quite positive about those being delivered. It's not possible to do it right now, but the time for discussion, I think, is coming very soon. The big issues with it, I mean, there's a huge amount of information there from Ash and Nexus into some detail there. The big question that you all have is about the rewards. Are the rewards suitable for the game as it is now? Are they overpowered? Do we need to look at different sorts of rewards for it as well? So it's not just everything is melee. You know, we need mage stuff, we need range stuff. You know, all these questions have got to be answered by you guys to something that you are satisfied with. because in the end we don't want to put out a poll for God Wars for it to fail because we haven't got the rewards right, because there are too many people who are worried about the rewards coming up. So that's why we want to sort of make sure that's right before we can poll it out. So I think we're going to start talking about that quite soon. We also, before it goes out live as well, we need to fix some of those issues that it had prior to or straight after launch when it came out the first time around, because obviously we know what the issues are going to be because we've been there, we've done it, and we've got that all documented. So we've got to look at things, for example, the server load issues that we had when it first came out, we need to be dealt with. The AI issues we had as well, they need to be dealt with, as well as the safe spotting. You can go in there and safe spot the new bosses, which we need to deal with. So there'll have to be some changes. That is what we need to do for God Wars. And finally, something else entirely, like I said earlier, if you've got ideas of brand new stuff you want in game, stuff you've not seen anywhere before, in no versions of any RuneScape, then please do tell us what they are. We've started to get some really good ideas over the past couple of weeks from Mr. Crow earlier, as well as from Captain McGee last week. He came up with a couple of really good ideas. So please do let us know what you want. If you've got ideas, please do tell us about them, because even if they're not in Newscape or RS3, then please do tell us what your ideas are, and if we can put them in and we think the community will like them, the community agree that they will like them, then they will happen. And that's one of the great things about Old School, is that you guys can come along and you can say, we have this great idea we want to put in game, this is what it is, bam 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 bam, and we can say, yes, that's a great idea. We ask the community, they agree it's a great idea, it goes in game. That means your idea has gone through from you coming up with it to going in game, and you can feel special about that. And I don't know there's too many games that are like that at the moment. I certainly haven't seen too many of them, but we really want to be able to put some of your initial ideas straight in game, so you can see they come from you and they are delivered for you, and we're just the people who are there to make sure that they are delivered. We've got a couple of questions that have come through the stream over the last few minutes. The big one is, what are L mods? I'm not a huge, I don't know an awful lot about L mods, so I'm just giving you what I understand them to be. The L mods are people who they're not players, they are sort of members of staff who are working on specific localized areas of the game. So for example, they're working with the Brazilian community to make sure everything what the Brazilian community want the game to be is what it is, basically. That's effectively it. There's nothing more than that, really. I can't really add anything more than that. So that's that. So we've got any more questions coming through? Orion, several people are asking about Orion. Orion is a client that's been made by another website. The only client that we're ever going to recommend is our official client, which you can see on our website. Now there is also a wiki page on our website which allows you to use the RS3, or tells you how to turn the RS3 client so that it works for Old School. That's linked from the Old School wiki, so you can still use our client there, but that's the only one we're going to recommend, is the Orion, is the official client. Oops, nearly did the wrong thing there, but yeah, only the official client. That is as much as I can say. I don't have the details on what Orion client is, and should that change in future, then we will of course let you know. But at the moment, the only one we're going to recommend is our own official one. What else we got? Bank tabs and search, which is a question we get all the time. Obviously, as soon as we get the tools to do it, we will poll it, because quite frankly, guys, we know you want it. I would very much be surprised if it didn't pass any poll, and we will push that out as soon as we actually have the ability to do that. Do you like Doctor Who? Of course I do. Who doesn't like Doctor Who? I shouldn't be answering that, because this is about the community and your questions, not what you're asking me for. And I think that's about all the questions coming through. We've got a few others. When you poll in the Kraken, we can't until we can deliver it. But that's something that we need to sit down and talk about. There we go. That is about everything that's coming through. So thank you very much for watching this week's community roundup. Don't forget that you can come and chat with me on Sunday at 9 o'clock, where we will be doing a bit of Castle Wars and dropping a few Santa hats and a few Windtumber trees. It's always a bit of a fun. I'll be on a tube, so you can run in there and kill me if you wish. Many people have done that, and they seem to enjoy that an awful lot. And if you're lucky, you might even come out with a couple of tickets as well. So 9 o'clock Sunday night, come and kill me, for want of a better phrase. Take care, and I will see you all next week. Bye bye.